how am I thinking about this? And how is that thinking leading me to feeling so tired, debilitated, angry, annoyed, whatever it is? Before you take action, examine your thinking and make sure your thinking is lined up with your goals. If it is not, then you're just going to take action that will lead to yet again a result you are not looking for.
So welcome to the show, Kim. Good to see you again.
I'm so happy to see you and to be on your show. It's just absolutely a delight for me. So what are the thinking strategies of extraordinary leaders? People who have been through a ton of adversity, but have tended to go through it with greater ease. Okay, so when we look at extraordinary leaders, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, do you think they've never had any sense of adversity? They've had tons. But for whatever reason, maybe their shoulders are wider, they handle it more easily, right? So what is it about them that enables them to handle that kind of adversity with greater ease? So they look at things, they do three key things. Number one is that they always challenge their beliefs. What does that mean? It means they ask themselves a critical question. Where am I stuck? What is it that's causing me to see this world this way? And more specifically, what do I believe to be true about this problem? What do I believe to be true about this person, this sale, this opportunity, this house? What do I believe to be true? And are those beliefs actually true? Right? And what we find is we often invent beliefs that aren't necessarily true. And so strategy number one is extraordinary leaders always ask themselves, what do I believe to be true about this? And are those beliefs in fact accurate? And do they support my goals? So that's number one. Number two, extraordinary leaders are incredibly resourceful. Again, there's no light that's turning off here, but these leaders think about resources very differently than the rest of the population. Their attitude around beliefs is that anything is accessible to me, right? There is no shortage of any talent. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of resources. And I am entitled to have access to any one of them. So normally when we talk to people and we say, hey, why don't you start a new business? Just as an example, or why don't you go into real estate? Or why don't you, what's a knee-jerk reaction we often hear? I don't have the money. I can't do it. I have kids to take care of. I don't have the experience. Not good at math, right? All those things, right? And so these leaders don't think that way. They think anything is possible and any resource is accessible to me. Number three, extraordinary leaders focus on what they really, really want, like with blinders on, right? Like they're laser sharp, laser focused. They know what they want and they do not get distracted, right? So if what they want is to be in great shape and there's a party and there's alcohol and a ton of food, they say, no, thank you. And it's easy for them because they are crystal clear about what they want. Do you mind if I give your audience a little bit of a challenge? Is that cool?
I was about to ask, yes.
Okay, so take a piece of paper and a pen and write down these questions. What is it that I really, really want more than anything? So question number one, what do I really, really want? And I put two reallys there on purpose. Why? Because I want you to think about what you truly deeply want, not what is expected of you, not what you should want, not what your spouse wants, not what your mother wants, what you truly deeply in your heart really, really want. The second question is, so what's slowing you down? Why don't you have right now what it is that you really, really want? What's getting in the way? And write down all the reasons that you don't currently have what you want. All the list of things that you have written down are all your beliefs. So I invite anybody who's listening to actually take the time and respond to these two questions as though it were your own journal. Top performers have a far higher degree of emotional resilience than other people. So as I say this, it's like, okay, well, okay, maybe not brain surgery, right? Like not a big revelation, but let's take a moment and really understand this whole idea of emotional resilience. What is it? Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity after a fall or after something bad has happened with speed and agility and leverage the adversity. So bad stuff happens. You fall. We all fall. The question is, how long do we stay down? And when we get up, what do we do with the experience we just had? How do we turn it into an advantage? And so what I discovered way back then is that not everybody has the same degree of emotional resilience. Some people are born with a higher degree of emotional resilience, but also some people can be taught to build their emotional resilience. Just like you can build your abs, you can build your emotional resilience. It's really about interpretation. It's really about perspective. So when something happens, anything happens, it's just an event. And the meaning we assign to that event will determine how we feel about it. So when we assign negative meaning, we feel bad. So, we had, let's say, a person who was interested in purchasing a house, and then they changed their mind. And so the meaning that we might assign to it is, okay, it's just one other person. I'll just go on to the next one. Another kind of meaning is my life sucks. They always slip through my hands. I can never catch a break. Two different meanings, same event, right? And so the meaning we assign to the events that take place are a reflection of our emotional resilience. But we can teach people to assign new meanings that are more useful, meanings that are more aligned with where I want to go. So if I believe that this event that took place is a reflection that I'm not experienced, that I'm out of luck, that I'm, never going to make it in life, that interpretation slows me down. It gets in my way for the next opportunity. In fact, what it does is it closes the door of opportunity. You wanted to talk about opportunity, right? So if that's the way I see the world, then my vision narrows and I'm not even able to see opportunity in front of me.